was one night when he just like acted like I wasn't even there most of the time when the camera shut off. And there was one night I was so upset. I was like, I'm gonna make this man want me. So I like packed my bags of like, I'm leaving. I'm going to my apartment. And he was like, okay. I was like, they have a list of like 50 questions, right? And so they're topics for each day. So like the first day you might be like, talk about your background. Here's some prompt questions, but you don't have to answer any of those. Your biggest insecurity is being basically like used against you and the world is using against you and stuff. And like everyone was calling me liars and saying all these things. It was really painful because that is insecurity. And so like the reunion, that's when I had a really hard time.
Now this one, I don't know, but I don't know. We are so excited today. We have a very special guest. She is from Love is Blind, season 7. She's blonde. She's beautiful. She's hilarious. She is Hannah Jiles. Hi.
Hi, that was such a kind intro. Thank you guys.
No, we're like obsessed. We're really excited that you're here today. How are you?
I am doing swell. It's a hot day outside. It's summertime. I feel like it's the best time of the year, so I'm doing good.
Yes, it is like, it's a scorcher in here. I literally have my $26 Amazon fan.
Those are the best.
Right? I cannot go.
Girls like bring it in the club and they've got the fans in the club. I'm like, you know what's going on.
Oh
you know
my God.
Right.
No, I'm like a hot, sweaty mess all the time now. So like, this is my go-to.
I need one of those in a club because as soon as I have a sip of alcohol and I'm in a nightclub, drenched. Yes.
I know. Me too.
Oh my God. So what is going on? What are you up to this week? What are you doing?
You know, I'm in an era in my life where I'm busy posting on social media and working, doing things, but right now I'm like in my like inner peace era that I've been in probably for like since the show aired.
Yeah.
No, I've really just been focusing on just internally trying to like be the best version of myself. And so I feel like I've done a lot of like introspection. So what am I busy doing? A lot of introspection, I think. Introspection, is that how you say it?
I think so.
I feel like I say it wrong. That's why I just want to make sure.
You know what? You're asking the wrong person because I'll just be like, yeah, that's how you say it, hun. And it could be totally wrong.
I can never pronounce anything right no matter how hard I try. So I just got to make sure.
That's like us. Don't worry. Okay, so your socials right now are amazing. The number one thing that we were talking about yesterday that I'm like, I love this is making a fuck to give from scratch.
Oh yes.
That is so much fun. I love that right now.
No, it took so like people don't realize it was so hard for me to film and stuff, and I was trying to post like I have everything ready to go. I just need to edit it for the next one. So the next one's really good. It's about the next one is not about how to unlame. What was it about how to unlame like a rich guy? I can't even like think of the name.
Okay,
right, but this is about basically just like stop like worrying about like how you're perceived in society and just just stop like comparing yourself to others. It's kind of like I guess my whole thing is like, why do we always try to pretend to like why do we want everyone to like us when we don't even like everybody?
Yes.
And so it's kind of like, it's pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think it's really fun. I think it's so fun to watch and you're killing it. But that's such a good point because it's like, there's so many things that we do online or like I've done online and I'm like, why do I even care what these strangers on the internet are thinking of me right now? So I love that perspective.
Yeah, and I think definitely, like, I know when I went into my 30s, I literally lost my last fuck to give. Like, it just went out the window. and I was so caught up in that.
I'm about to be 30s, I think it's hitting me.
Yeah. You're approaching. You're getting there.
Yeah.
Do you have...
I think, like, mine, like, not give a fuck is really, like, I always really have it. It's really ramping up.
Yeah. Do you have a highlight or low light for this week?
Yeah, I think my highlight is just truly the sunshine because it has been, I live in Ohio right now, so it's like overcasty all the time. And so it's been really nice and sunshine really makes me happy. So I'd say that is a highlight of my week because it's been a pretty boring week. My low light is my dog got a tick, and that was
Oh
it was a
no.
really scary experience because I thought that she had Lyme and it was going to die.
Oh my
And so
God.
this vet, they told me I overreacted, which is probably true, but she's on
No.
medication. So I was stressed. I'm like, how is she getting ticks? Okay. So that was my low light.
Oh my God. No,
So I'm
you're
like, you keep going right now. I think nothing too crazy, nothing too.
I don't know because when a dog, anything happens to a dog, like I have two French bulldogs. So like I get it. When anything happens, it's not over dramatic. Like my dog slipped a disc in his neck and I literally thought he was dying. The way that when I brought him to the animal hospital, I had my car door open outside. I was running him in like a baby. There was someone meeting me at the door. Like it's never too much. Like I get the dramatics of it.
No, and my best friend, she has an English bulldog. So same thing. It always has like it broke his penis not that long ago, and she had to take it to bed. It was a whole entire experience. It was humping too much, literally broke his penis. Okay.
What?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that that was a thing that could happen.
Me either, but it happened to her dog. I mean, he's got so many other like, issues and stuff where he gets into stuff like allergies and stuff, but that one was a crazy one. So I get the bulldog thing.
Why do I have the urge to like look this up? But like, I'm not going to do that right now.
Chris's dogs are the most accident-prone dogs ever. It is always some drama.
Like the things that happen in my house with my dogs are just like, they're insane. What is your highlight, Kyle?
My highlight is, okay, so like I'm a comedian, and last night we went to like a comedy show for like a group that I'm in, and I was just like, it was such a supportive group of women, and I realized like afterwards, like everyone was like so hyping each other up, and it was just like good job and everything, and it's just like I've been in so many worlds where it's like so competitive and so like like heartless and like kind of like competitive like that. But like this was just like, you've seen it. It was just such a supportive group of people that were just so excited about everyone's wins.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, this is really great that I'm a part of this.
No, it was really cool because like I'm funny, but like I'm not a comedian, but I was there. And when I was sitting there, I was like, I felt that too. I was like, this is such just like a supportive network. There's such a like a loving vibe in the room. Everyone's like cheering each other on. Like that is the vibe that we need in this lifestyle for everywhere.
Everywhere, yeah. And low light is that like I live in the top floor of my building, and they've been replacing the roof. And it is
Oh god.
it is so loud and so gnarly. Like the way that they are like banging hammers like on stuff right above my bed. Like I've woke up in complete panic of like thinking someone's falling through the ceiling.
I woke up the other morning because I'm staying with her, and I was like waking up out of my sleep. I'm like, what the hell?
Like at one point, there's a couple times where I like screamed out loud because I literally thought someone was coming down through the ceiling.
So my highlight
That's
is
a low light.
yeah, it is, and it's affecting my life too. So like I'm really pissed about it. So something's got to change. My highlight is okay. It's just a stupid little story, and it's not that funny, but when you're so deliriously tired and everything is exaggerated and it's funny and whatever. We had one of those moments that you see online when people are posting moments with like their best friend, and it's like nobody understands this feeling, and it's just like the two best friends like silently dying laughing. We had that moment the other night coming out of Trader Joe's. Kyle had to leave me upstairs in the parking lot to go get the car. And it was this like whole thing. And I have this shopping cart, and I'm so deliriously tired. And I like pick up, we had this like huge case of water, and I try to pick it up with one hand, and the shopping cart fell. And that was enough to like throw me over the edge. I literally fell with it, and I was dying laughing. Kyle's getting out of the car. She's crying. We're just standing there. We look like we're like fucking wasted trying to get our shit together. But I was laughing so hard. And then like even getting in the car, like my eyes were so wet, and I was like, this isn't even fucking funny. It's just stupid. But that moment of like deliriously tired, I love when that hits, like
Yeah, me too.
It's the best place to be in.
Yeah, and just to build up to that, because basically we were in Trader Joe's and we were like, couldn't figure out what to get. And we're like, we have all the time in the world. We have a while. No, they had closed 10 minutes prior.
Yeah. And we were standing there like, oh, maybe I want this salad. Like, no, I don't know. Like, I just don't feel like that. And like, looking back, like we just look like the most rudest, dumbest bitches. And I'm like, this whole scene is just fucking hilarious.
Yes, and we were on the
No,
wrong.
I think you're totally fine for real, because I feel like Trader Joe's is the perfect place for a crash out. The parking lots always are horrific.
Oh, yeah.
It is always packed no matter what time you go there. And I'm like, are people employed in today's society? Because why is it packed at like 11 o'clock on a Wednesday?
Right.
So I get, yeah.
Yeah. And we were on the wrong floor in the parking garage.
Yes.
So I had to abandon
Yeah.
her in an empty, scary parking garage and like run
scared.
upstairs, get the car, and come to. It was just like nothing but chaos.
No. My low light was okay, and this is just something that irritates me to my core is, and it happened to me the other day, and I was really trying to not have it irritate me, is when I get a coffee and like the coffee just like leaks a little bit. And it's like you're holding it and then all of a sudden like your thumb is just wet. And then I'm like, okay, I'll try to do this. Like, and I was having a conversation and I'm like standing there and I'm like, the whole time someone's talking to me and I'm so disassociated. All I'm thinking is like, how do I not crash out from this? Like, just stay focused. Like, don't let, and it just kept fucking going and going. I threw out the coffee. I was so pissed. Like, there's just nothing about like worse to me than just like that little irritant, like drop of like liquid on my thumb. I can't. It was
It was a sensory issue. I get it. It's like
Yeah.
listening to an organ.
right. I'm like, hell no. So we are so excited to get into our little deep dive with you. We have
I'm excited.
so much to cover here. And I think one of the things that was really highlighted on the show was your independence, your self-sufficiency, and all of that. Where did that come from for you?
You know, I never realized I would like that until I watched the show back. Like, I knew I was like a driven person, but I never realized that like that was who I made myself. Do you know what I mean? I made myself that independence to my core, who I am type of person. And I think where it stems from is in life, I feel like it's only, I don't know, I guess I was taught this inherently, but in life, it's only a win if you accomplish something. And so to me, accomplishments were so important. And so if I wasn't accomplishing what I needed to do, then it wasn't right. So I was so hyper focused on like getting the job, getting the dream apartment, getting the boyfriend, getting the car. And so I think it's a little bit of OCD and just inherently how I grew up, I think made me so hyper independent, I think.
Okay.
In my mind, and I'm getting better at it, I don't think it's the best thing in the world, I will say. I know it's good to be independent, and I think you should be. But sometimes when I think about it, the hyper independence almost makes me think that no one can do anything like I can do it. And so I just do it myself.
Yeah.
And so then I end up doing everything. And then anytime anyone tries to help me, I don't want it because they're not going to do it like how I do it.
Yes.
And so I think that made me very independent. And now I'm learning the balance of asking for help or, I don't know, just chilling out sometimes. And you can still be that independent person, but you can also like ask people for help. Or if someone tries to help you and it's not the way that you would do it, it's okay. And so I think that's why it's just like stemming from just like growing up and accomplishments were what made you successful. And so I was going to do anything to get there type of feel.
Okay. No, I get that. And I can relate to that to an extent with certain things where it's just like being married. And sometimes there's something that like I'll want done or whatever. And I'll be like to my husband, I'll be like, oh, can you do this? And then I'm just like watching him do it. I'm like, like, no, it's not. This is not how we do this. But then at the same time, I'm like, at least he's getting it done. So I get what you mean by that. But I know that that can also be really draining as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't have to do everything yourself.
And I think too, just like being an Appalachian girl, being from West Virginia, like if you're not going to go to the traditional route of getting married and having kids, like in your early 20s, you gotta be independent. You gotta fight to get out of there. You know what I mean? To like do certain things. Like, I know that's for me, like I related to that so much because I was so hyper independent. Like as soon as 18, I was out because I didn't want to go the traditional route, so I really had to like fight and claw my way out of there.
Yeah, you do, because it's hard, especially when you come from small town to go to big college. It's expensive to live. I mean, when I think about where I grew up, I found I just wanted to get like my family was the rich family where I grew up, and my dad was a police officer, my mom was a nurse, right? And we were like
Mhm.
rich for where I grew up, which is very like typical middle class, right?
Mhm.
And so no one ever gets out there, and I thought like this is how it is, and then you move and you go to the big city and you realize like how small that is and how thankful you are to get out of there because you don't even realize like
Yeah.
it's like very I don't know, you're very like left in between the mountains and like it's your own little world, I guess.
No, I definitely I felt like that when I came to Hollywood for the first time from my small town in
Yeah.
Canada. And I was like, you would have thought I was a friggin' alien. There were things that I would be like, we don't have this at home. We don't have that. And it's like, no, no, no. Like we do. It's just a little outside of the small town that you're from. So there was so many things that I was like experiencing that I can get from the next town over or something. And I'm like, oh my God, what is this? So no. So when it comes to like Love is Blind, like what made you want to go on the show? What was the casting process like? What made you say yes to do it?
Yeah, well, there's so many different factors of why I signed up for the show. They originally had done casting in the early fall of that year. I think it was like 2022, probably. And then I guess they just did not get enough applications. I didn't apply then, and I thought it was over. And then they started recasting again in the spring. So I guess they just sponged all that cast. I'm really not sure what happened there. And
Okay.
so that kind of sent it to me. And I was like, I'm not going to apply for this. Like, I don't know. I found it kind of gimmicky, Love is Blind, to be honest with you. When like I watched it, like I just didn't, I don't know. It just like wasn't for me.
Yeah.
And then I was dating a guy, and he really pissed me off. And I was like, I'm never gonna talk to anybody. I was like crashing out on my way home, like an 8-hour drive home. And I got home, and my friend had sent me the link for the Love is Blind application, and I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Like
Yes.
I'm never gonna get out here in the real world, so let me try. Let's just try this. I mean, I'm not a normal person. I feel like I would do something like this. So why am I judging? Let me try it. And so I applied, and the application, if you don't know, is so long. It's like 120 questions you have to answer, and it's not multiple choice. It's like fill in the blank.
Oh,
So if you want to apply, it's like it's effort. Like it's not just like an easy
you're
application.
committed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I sat there and I applied, and then I got a call the next morning, and then that's how I got on the show. But I know other people did it differently. Like Marissa, she applied and didn't hear anything, and she directly reached, like she figured out who the casting people were. She sent them a DM, and then she got casted. So there's a bunch of different
Okay.
ways.
Okay. There's
Yeah.
something really inspiring about that. Like go for what you want, girl.
Yeah.
No, she does, and she just like went for it. So I think if people are applying, and if you do apply, if you want to take the effort to apply, and you don't hear back, I don't think it hurts to figure out who is the casting person,
Hunt
because they're
them
all
down.
over. They're always posting TikToks and stuff. Fine, and just send them a DM, because I'm sure they get so many applications.
Yeah, that's what like the casting agencies that do that, like they also will, like if you apply for something and like you don't get it, they'll have you in their Rolodex because they're always looking for people. Because I was on Millionaire Matchmaker like a million years ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and that was the thing. I got on so many other random shows for little things because they'd call me and be like, Kyle, do you want to come and do this?
You're like, hell yeah, let's keep
Yeah.
this ball rolling.
Yeah. And I guess to like piggyback off that, like I'm still like in corporate jargon in my mind. I just said that. That's so bad. Sorry, I said
Let's
that,
circle
but,
back to this. Let's circle back to it.
Yes.
And I'm even forgetting, but the reason I did it though too is because I hate dating, and I still hate dating. I don't like it. I think small talk is stupid. I just don't have the patience for it, and I'm trying to like learn the art of dating, but I just don't find it fun like most people do. And I do want a partner. So with Love is Blind, it was like, let's just find the love of my life and get it over with. You know, that's like ridiculous, but that was my thought process.
I think like the combination of you being like, fuck this guy that I'm with. Hold on a second. Like I'm too busy. Like I've got too much on the go to like go through small talk and bullshit. I could see how you're just like, you know what, I'm doing this. Like, fuck it. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, it sounds crazy, but that was my process. Like, it's almost like I wanted to be like, you know how like in Indian culture and different cultures across the world, they basically like matchmake you, which I used to think was so problematic, and it is. but I think sometimes it actually works because it takes away like the pressure. I don't know.
Yeah.
Ah.
I mean, I wouldn't want someone choosing my like husband, but I get how it works in those cultures, I guess.
Yeah. Okay. I could
Yeah,
see that.
I get that because I hate dating.
No, it's horrible.
It's just on the apps, and I'm like, hi,
Yeah. Hey.
how are you? Yeah, I work today. I don't know. It's so
Yeah.
awkward.
It is awkward. It's awkward.
So,
Yeah, so being like on the show, when did you feel like the pods give you like a fair chance at finding love, or did you feel like it was more of a social experiment?
I think it's both. Like, it's definitely a social experience for sure, but it's also set up for you to truly like. There's no. It's just you go in the pods, you pick exactly who you want to see the next day. Like you choose, you go in there, you speak to him. You can have whatever conversation that you want to have. It's whatever you want to talk about, right? But at the end of the day, it is a social experience, is love blind, right? And
yeah.
so I think it's fascinating because when you're in there, you're so entranced in the experience, you're not even thinking about, wait, what does this person look like? You don't even think like, what if I don't like the way this person looks like, right? But yeah, I think it's a little bit of both. I think it's a social experience, a TV. It's also finding love. It's a lot in there. It's definitely like a pressure cooker environment for sure.
Do you feel like they kind of set you up in different situations? Like, did they give you prompts to talk about or anything like that? Or like, do you just go in and it's just like raw dogging it through conversation and it just naturally happens?
So you raw dog, you can do whatever you want. I will say what I find really helpful. So you know these journals that we all have
Yes. Yes.
in the back of them. So every single day, it'll be like day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5, and they have a list of like 50 questions, right? And so they're topics for each day. So like the first day you might be like, talk about your background. Here's some prompt questions, but you don't have to answer any of those. You don't even have to open your book. It's just there to help you for like a guide if you need it.
Okay.
Which I found like really helpful.
Yeah. I would have just been like, all right, so cheat sheet.
That's not my problem. I hate dating, but in the pods was like, I don't know if you noticed, but in the show versus the pods versus like outside the pods, you see very different type of people. Because in the pods, I was having a blast. There was no pressure at
Yes.
all. I could just yap all day and I had a blast. And so for me, it wasn't an issue because like I was literally talking about everything. But for people that you're sitting there, you're like, wait, what did we talk about next? You could open the book, look at the questions,
Yeah.
and answer it. Those are actually pretty helpful. Like questions you would have never thought to ask. That was something you would want to know.
I feel like it was really obvious and I actually didn't fully notice it, just going off topic here, until you were at the dinner and your mom, I think it was your mom that mentioned like, you're so serious right now. Like normally, and then as soon as she said that, I was like, oh my God, what a change. And I was like, this guy is not for her. Like, get fucking rid of him. Because when you went in and everything, like, I honestly, I was like, I love her. She's like so bubbly and everything. And then like that shift that we saw, which was fine, but I was like, it's him. Like, this is not her guy.
No, I think it's so fascinating because people watch it like we're like these like characters, I guess, and it's like she's like she must have like they give all the diagnoses online. It's like she's got bipolar, whatever, and I'm like, no, you guys don't get it. Like me with Nick's parents is just me. Me with my family, like they're saying I'm stressed. Me in the pods was who I am, but I found that when I'm stressed out, I am very much the worst version of myself. You know what I mean? And it's not who like that person's not who I am. It was just I was like so stressed and I shouldn't have been that stressed, but I can't even imagine my cortisol. Like I was like having panic attacks every single night. Like, do I marry him? Do I not? Like it was very
because of pressure.
Yeah. Oh my God. No. And you know what? I think it was, when you look back and like if I were to rewatch it, like you can see it from that perspective of like, no, it was just, I think like the environment, the pressure and all of that, because it was just, I almost felt like I've seen that happen to myself in relationships because I'm just like bubbly and like la 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 la. And then I've been in relationships where I'm like, I am tense, and somebody, if they didn't know me, would think I'm a completely different person. So I'm so happy that you've been on this journey and you're like, no, that's not me. We're getting back to me.
Yeah, I think that's why I had such a hard time because people are like, we need an apology. And it's like, I do want to apologize. Like, the action that I did were not acceptable for sure, but you guys are like not getting what I'm trying to say. And it's
Mm-hmm.
like, that was completely, I should not have acted like that. I should not have been like that. But like, you guys don't understand like everything. And I think it was so hard for me to apologize for something I wasn't sorry for. And I was sorry for the way I acted, but it's hard for me to apologize when like you guys don't really know what was going on when the cameras were turned off. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Mhm.
Yeah. I don't
Yeah.
think it's fair that you would have had to do an apology because like I get it. Like it
I was rough. Like when I look back, it's like God. Like and the way I looked, I will say I wasn't that bad. Okay,
no,
there's a
you
lot of
weren't. No.
no. I'm saying like there's a lot of things in TV that happen. I'm not blaming on production or nothing like that, but it's obviously exaggerate. It's TV. It's how it works. And I'm like, guys, do you really think about me in those moments? If anyone acted like that, they would be a horrible human being, like 24/7. I wasn't like this 24/7. Like I hate you. I'm so mad. Like that was
Yeah.
not me all the time. But it's just like, yeah, I do have those moments sometimes, unfortunately, and that's what you guys got to see.
Yeah, I did the same thing. When
Yeah.
I was like looking at Chris, I'm like, when I'm
Scary.
stressed, I'm like tense. But also like when I'm dating, I find myself sometimes like I lose some of my personality a little bit, or I get really tense because like maybe like in my own self, there's like an insecurity that I'm not enough or something. And I'm not saying that's you, but like in me, I do that sometimes. And I start to like become this like extreme people pleaser, and I get tense because I'm afraid of like upsetting them.
Mhm.
And before you know it, I'm just like,
You're a shell of your own person.
Yeah, I've
You're
had
not
guys
who
be
you
like-
are.
Like you anymore.
Mhm.
I've had guys be
Yeah.
like, can you get mad at me? Like, or something like,
Well, that's what was happening. So, like, what you guys weren't seeing is, I think that's why I was so frustrated with him because I was sitting here, because I guess we just were not meant for each other. I am someone who is very, like, open. Anytime there's a problem, I just speak it. And I obviously can do it in a nicer way, but I just say how I'm feeling so it's not, like, bottled up inside me. And he is someone who doesn't say anything. Like, his mouth is like this 27, like, that man didn't speak. And I was like, there's problems with me. I know I am crazy. Like, tell me. So I know. And he was like, no, you're perfect. And I was like,
You're like, can
Yeah.
you just yell at me for 5 seconds?
yeah, I think like there was a moment, and this is so fucked up and toxic, but I just wanted him to want me, I think. And so there was one night when he just like acted like I wasn't even there most of the time when the camera shut off. And there was one night I was so upset. I was like, I'm gonna make this man want me. So I like packed my bags. I was like, I'm leaving. I'm going to my apartment. And he was like, okay. I was like,
Oh my god! You're like no, like I said, I'm leaving.
I thought maybe you would have some type of emotion, like, please. You're gonna miss.
Oh my god!
you're
No,
like, well, damn, now I actually gotta leave.
yeah, you're like, fuck, I don't want to go. There's nothing in this pack
I
bag.
didn't think. I just sit on the couch like this.
Yeah.
I'm so upset.
No, there were times when I was watching it and I was like, this guy, he just gave nothing. Like he brought nothing to your table. He didn't. And like he was nice and he was whatever, but there were times where I was just like, I was exhausted for you. And honestly, like I hate when it's always they portray the woman to be crazy or they portray her to be like whatever. And it's like, look at what she's fucking working with. Like she's frustrated, like she's ambitious and she's whatever. And she's like, why the fuck are you on your parents' cell phone bill? Like I've been on my own since I'm 18. Why is that being, portrayed as crazy?
Yeah, I think what I need to clarify too is what people don't understand is because it's not shown. The reason I was so pissed is because this man painted a dream. He told me he was living in his parents' basement because he was about to buy a house, like right before he moved. He did the show, but he was not moving into that home because if he found a wife, he wanted to make sure it was a house that she liked, right? And so I thought it was just like, which I like. I just want to say, I do not think it's bad at all to live with parents, but when you only live with your parents and you're 28 years old, I'm a little concerned. I didn't know that. And so when I went to his house, that's why I was like so shocked. I was like, how long have you lived here? And he's like, my whole life. And I was like, and when are you buying a house? And he's like, well, I can't afford a house right now. And I was like, so I think it was just me just being like, I just didn't realize this was what it was. And I was so upset
Yeah.
that it wasn't what I thought. That's on me, but
No,
yeah. And
No,
yeah,
we get
I guess
it.
that's what I expected. And there was no issues. I just didn't, I just wish I would have known this stuff. Like I think when you're someone who's lived with your parents, the only time you left was 4 years for college, and you're 28, you still at home. There's nothing wrong with that, but that's probably not someone I want to be married to. And so I think you gotta just be honest with me, so I know this stuff.
Yeah.
Well, it's also opening you to fall into the mother-in-law from hell trap. You know, like not saying that his mom is or anything, but like that's a sign sometimes that you're in for a treat.
Mama-in-law's
I
gonna be
will
there.
say though, his parents were like lovely. Lovely. Yeah, I think his mom's Latino, and I think that's maybe why he like has like the mama boy thing, but
Mhm.
were fantastic. I think they were just so nice that they just let him be a grifter for so long. Do you know what I mean?
So knowing how people will like totally pick you apart on shows, were you nervous about how you would be perceived?
Absolutely. I was so nervous. I am a bitch sometimes. I'm very polarizing. I always speak my mind. And if you always speak your mind, no matter what, I knew I was going to be polarizing. I didn't know how polarizing I was going to be. But I will say I did not expect for me to be more hated than Nick. And there's nothing wrong with that. But I was so shocked by like how our story played out. But I expected to be controversial. Like even my family and friends were like, Hannah, like, like you always tell people like everything's on your mind, right? Are you a little nervous? And I was like, I'll be fine.
See, and again, though, none of that really came out though until you were like with him. So
Yeah, but no, I'm not saying it's like that's who I am. I'm just like, even in the pause of me think, everything that I think is coming out of my mouth.
Yeah.
Like it's not been aggressive because in that moment I wasn't aggressively thinking.
yeah.
And so it was still like that. But then even when I'm in my worst moments, I still speak what's on my mind. I think that was what the problem.
But I love that though. I wish that I could speak a little bit more what's on my mind, because I'm the type of person where it's like, if something's happening and I'm like, I should be speaking up for myself right now, or I should be standing up for myself. So I don't think that's like a bitchy quality. I think that's like a good, firm, like, I'm a strong woman quality, you know?
That's how we think it, right? But I think when you are a strong woman in society, you are a bitch, right? And so that's why I kind of say,
yeah.
But how do you feel looking back on yourself, like how you were perceived and everything?
It was so rough. I got into therapy, on 3 different medications from it. Yeah, it was a really rough experience. And I think it just took me a while. Like people wanted this like instant, like the show comes out, right? And they want this like instant, like this would happen. I was so sorry. You know what people don't realize is the show was filmed a year before it even comes out. So I don't even remember half the shit that happened. Like these small things that you didn't think were like even happened. Like you're thinking about these big things that never air. And so you look back and you're like, it's like, I don't even remember that saying. So it's like, you can't even think of like, was that taken out of context or not? Because I don't even remember having this conversation.
Yeah.
Because it was so long ago. And so when you watch it, you're like, I don't think they realize that when you're watching it, I'm watching it for the first time too. So I'm processing it just like you guys are.
Yeah.
And the reunion is filmed before like the show even is done, like airing. So like you just like, it is such like a mess of an environment. Like no matter what, you can never say the right thing. So I just didn't say anything because I was like, I think sometimes people are like, we want you to see that you're a better person and you're this and this. And it's like, I think that sometimes like maybe feeling in private is probably the best thing you can do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like not natural to watch yourself back like that. Like doing comedy myself, like all the comedians I know, we hate watching ourselves back. I know actresses that have been on TV forever and they don't like to watch themselves back either. Like it's just not a natural thing.
No, it's not. Like I didn't really watch a lot of it. I would just watch like snippets and stuff. But yeah, it's just like that was the hard part for me. I kind of don't mind watching myself back. It was kind of fun, I thought.
Yeah.
That actually didn't like bother me, but it was just seeing like the reaction line. I was like, okay, like I get like, and I'm feel like I'm seeing on Love Island right now too, and I don't know, you just like feel sympathy for these people because you sit there and think it's like, okay, this person's not perfect, right?
Yeah.
We're all human. How many times have you probably done the same thing this person has done? A lot, but you can't admit it. And it got me like thinking, like it's like when someone rear ends you, right? You're like, you mother, like you were so pissed off. But that person in their mind has context. Like I hit them because my grandma died this morning. I'm running late. I didn't sleep last night. I'm having a really bad day. My brakes are broken. Like this is why I did it, right? In your head, you're like, no, fuck them, right? And so I think it's like that is like we never give people like context, right? Like we have our own context, but we don't give people the context that we give ourselves.
Yeah.
So when you're like watching these people, I mean, it was like I kind of got like when it was popular, like I'm not, and this is not me exaggerating. I do exaggerate a lot. It's just naturally, it's who I am. But it was probably like 50 DMs a day of like people telling me like off myself how horrific you are, how disgusting. I mean, it was like crazy. And every time people would do it, and someone would be like, "You need to chill," they'd be like, "No, she deserves it." And I'm like, okay, I get it, but like, was I mean to a man on TV? I was. But are you guys just being mean to me, or are you guys telling me to kill myself? Okay, there's very big differences.
That is terrible. Like I no, you're really strong to be receiving those email or those DMs that many times a day and like be thriving right now, because I know that I don't think that I could handle that. Like that's intense.
Most human beings can't. I can't handle it either. I think I just have a really strong face about it, and I can disassociate from it. But when I look back, I'm glad that I'm the person like that got all the heat from the season, which is deserved. It's whatever. But I'm glad it was me, because I know that like everyone around me, like at least my cast, would not have handled that well at all. Like Marissa, she's such a good friend to me. And when the show aired and she defended me on the reunion, that's when she got the hate, and she was no longer my friend anymore publicly. And like, and I've never, like, when you see that, you're like, wait, what? That's so messed up. It's like, no, that's not, I get it, because like, could you imagine when she's like this darling all season, and then she's like, no, Nick, you actually were lying, and people are like, you're disgusting, you're insane. And so I'm glad I got the brunt of it, because I know if any of them would have got it, they would not have been okay, which most people wouldn't be. So at least I got it.
You're like, I'm happy to be the villain, I guess. Like,
I'll take it. Yeah, it doesn't. I don't know. I think maybe I do handle it okay, but it just like didn't. It's really crazy too, because till this day, I still get horrible messages.
I just feel like people are so brave behind a keyboard, and they can say whatever they want. And like, honestly, like it baffles me, because it's like, you weren't a villain. You weren't like, there were moments where it's like, okay,
I didn't have like kids that no one knew about or anything like that.
No, exactly. Like, I think that there were way worse things that were happening or going on, or like, you know, and I just think it's really unfair, because it's, to me, it always feels like it's like the women coming out of the shows that are like the most terrible. But it's like, okay, where was the accountability on him for like lying for certain things, or where was this? And like, how come certain people aren't a villain, but and it's very clear, like I said, like from when we see you going into the pods versus when you're living with him, that there's a big shift in you. And I think it's very clear that it's definitely the stress, the environment, and whatever. And these people just don't know how to give any grace or any consideration. And I just think, you know, we get that it's reality TV, but there needs to be accountability to these shows, where it's like, when this is great entertainment, I guess, but then when like someone like you leaves, like that could really truly affect and become a detriment to your life with all this online hate. Like, so I think that there needs to be some sort of shift in the way that they're allowing people to be villainized like this. Do you know what I mean? Like,
I will say that this is what I think about it. Think about like MTV. Do you remember like Flavor of Love, those like crazy shows? Those women were shit crazy, and we ate it up, right?
Ate it up.
And I don't think that it's production's fault. Like, I don't think when it's like we need to be careful about how we go and like these people or whatever, I don't think that's how it goes. I think it's our society is becoming so negative and horrific to where all they want is to be heard. So they need to figure out the most creative, meanest comment so that they can get the most likes, so they feel some type of validation because they're not getting it in their own life. And so like, that's what you're seeing. It's just like hate breeds, like people love hate. Like that's, if you make a hateful video, you're going to get so many more views than you're going to get when you post something positive. And I think it's more of our like, I don't know what's going on in our society, but we're so much more negative, I feel like.
And there's such like an emphasis on perfection as well.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is. It's just like this perfectionism. Like, we judge all these people on TV, but it's like, let me see your life. And I'm not saying you're not perfect, but how many times have you messed up in your life? I'm sure it's a lot.
Exactly. So like, how did you like cope with your anxiety and stuff on the show?
I didn't. So I smoked weed really, really, really heavy.
Mm-hmm.
And it did all during the whole entire experience. So I think was not very smart for me.
Okay.
That was one thing. And I think that made my anxiety go
Oh
because
yeah.
it was a big like a difference. I've always had really bad anxiety because I have really bad OCD too. And so that was diagnosed before you go on the show. I was already on like I think I was on like Zoloft or something like that. Never been to therapy. And then after the show, honestly, the worst part of the whole entire experience is that after the show airs, you have a year of just like purgatory where you're just like waiting for the world to like judge you. And so you just have this year of just going, you film this crazy TV show and you go back to your life and then in a year it'll come out. That was really hard for me because I don't like not knowing things and not knowing what was about to happen like really freaks me out. So then I got on therapy with doing medications, up to medications. I'm on stuff now that helps me with my panic attacks because after the show aired, now I have panic attacks. Never had that before.
Mm-hmm.
But and therapy, medications, things like that. That's what really helped me cope with my anxiety. And also, I feel like I just like I don't know if I just turned it off, but I just like I stopped caring so much. I think about like the world. I do care, but I think I don't think about it so much because I think I think too much.
Yeah.
And so I try not to think much. I think it does help me.
No, shout out to the panic attack medications. I've been on that and then I came off of it and I had to go on it like a year later and it is a game changer. There is nothing more like I don't even know how to describe it. Like when I have a panic attack, it's like I cannot breathe. I can't anything and living in that state. And I can't even imagine how like heightened that would have been for you in your situation. And like those are no joke panic attacks.
No, I remember one time, so the cast, all of us, like it was during when the show was airing and we were having a Halloween party and we all went. And we were there and I think like one of the cast members, some of them were talking to me and I guess it like triggered, I don't know what happened, but I just started having a panic attack. It was very like, I was not expecting to have a panic attack. I started having a panic attack in the middle of this fucking party. And like, I'm sitting there like, I was like, I didn't realize it was a panic attack. I thought it was like having, cause we were drinking stuff. I thought it was like having like lung pulse or something. And I was sitting there, and then like he was at Bowden from our season was there, and he was like getting me. It was so embarrassing, and I'm like, God. And I'm just like, maybe I shouldn't be out in public places like this right now.
You're like, I think I just need to go home. I'm literally dying at this party. Someone take me home.
I literally like have the fear of like outside now. I think, like,
yeah. Well, I'm sure too, like being in that situation and especially having people turn on you and stuff, like it has to like be actually traumatic in a way.
It was so traumatic. Like there was so much going on too. Like family stopped talking to me from a TV show. Like my grandma doesn't speak. Like it wasn't like there was so much going on where it was like everyone was leading this like narrative and what people were saying online. They like forgot that like they know who I am, kind of. Yeah. It's a very, very like I don't know, like parasocial thing that goes on between you and your friends and family when like it's very odd. It's very odd.
Mm-hmm.
You've mentioned in an interview that you used to use food as a coping mechanism for anxiety. How is your coping now? Do you feel like that's still the path you're on?
I'm still not great at coping for sure. I definitely have like you pick up one bad habit and go to another one, I feel like. For my anxiety now, medication really helped me, but I work out a lot now, and I think that helps. Now, don't get me wrong, where it's like there's people that are like, I don't get a runner's high. I hate before I go to the workout, during the workout, and after the workout. Like, I don't enjoy it, but I do think it does help, like, calm my brain a little bit.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah. Quiets it a bit.
Release something. But yeah, so food used to be my coping mechanism, and I don't know. I think it was just like food was something that would never disappoint me, would always be there. I could always rely on it. And so anytime that I was stressed, that's what I did. I would just, like, I don't know, you go through something, then you just go grab chips so that you have something to do with your mouth. I don't know. It's like, I don't know why we do it, but we do.
Yeah, you're preaching to the choir. Like we get it, huh?
It's like anytime I'm like stressed, I'm like, give me the fucking cheese. It's like it helps me. Like I don't know. I think it's the movement.
Yeah,
I'm not sure what it.
I think it's also like that sense of control that you're having to like you can control what you're putting in your mouth. You can control like the taste that you want to taste in that moment. Like for me anyways, I feel like that's what it is. And it's just like either that or friggin' cigarettes, but I don't do those anymore.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You pick up bad habits or other habits. Like I vape sometimes. I should do that, which I've always done that. But like I quit eating, but now I replace it with another habit. I feel like that's my problem is I need to quit it all. But what happens is if I take one bad habit, I'm replacing it with another one that maybe is not like it never. So I need to cut that too. So I think I don't know how people can completely cut everything off cold turkey where they actually have like no bad habits anymore for their anxiety. I would like to be there. I'm close, but I'm not there yet.
It's my husband's like that. He is like stone cold sober, nothing. And I'm always like, how the fuck do
I know I need a little bit of advice. I know it's not good, but I do.
You know what? His vice is candy. His vice is candy. I'm like bags and bags of candy. Like if he's stressed out, he's like, get me a candy. Like go to Bulk Barn. And I'm like, yeah, okay, we'll do it.
Yeah, those two go crazy.
Yeah.
I get that.
We're like, you're gonna get the diabetes soon, but we'll deal with it when we deal with it.
Yeah, that's me too. Like mine's like searching for the dopamine hit. Like I've had like, you know, stressful day. I'm feeling down. I'm feeling all of these things. And I'm like, I need that dopamine hit. And for me, for a long time, it would have been alcohol and the crazy partying and all that stuff that I was doing. But then in 2020, it turned to food. and now we're this size, which is great, you know?
But it happens.
You look incredible, but like I get it. I don't know. Food is just so nice. I'm naturally a foodie too. I love trying new food. Like I don't know. I just love food. Like the grocery store is my favorite thing in the world. I love trying like the new cool shit that comes out. And it's just, yeah, I think that's how we always are. And I'm still like, I have to like stop myself sometimes because I will. Like I'm just sitting there chilling and I'm like, oh my God, I just really need to eat a whole entire bag of candy right now. And I'm like, you don't.
That's like me. I was like, I want Oreos. And I was like, fuck, I don't know how to just have one. Like I literally, I don't.
Yeah, I lack like, I don't have to like discipline or control, but whatever it is, I can't stop.
Yes.
So sometimes I just pick it up.
Yeah. Same. We get it. We get it. Okay. So this is one question that like, this is what we were talking about. And it's so frustrating. It's like, since the show, there has been so much talk about your appearance, your weight, even in interviews that I've read, because like we did our homework here at Blonde Highs podcast, like we do our homework, and there's so much interview and chat about your weight and appearance, and there's so much focus on that. How do you feel like that? And like, do you feel like men and like the men on the show get it easier? Like, what are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, men don't really have to do much in life to be okay. As long as they just shut up and look like medium ugly, they're fine in life.
Right.
But with weight, so I will say I was pissed at first when I saw the show because I realized that they used my insecurity against me.
Yeah.
And that really frustrated me, and no one got that because they asked you. They're like, what's your biggest insecurity? You know what I mean? And you're like, let me think. I was like, oh, for sure my weight. Like my weight's definitely, because for me, with insecurities, and I know that people don't want to talk about their insecurities, but I don't understand when people have insecurities and they just say, no, like I'm doing plastic surgery just because like I want it for me. It's like, no, you're insecure and that's okay. I'm so insecure about a lot of things. I think we've made it to like, as a society, like we can't admit our insecurities because I guess they're used against us. And so I talked about it because they wanted me to like share something vulnerable. So I'm sitting there like brainstorming ahead, like what's something vulnerable could share? On my weight, like that's definitely my biggest insecurity. So that's a great way to be vulnerable. I'll talk about it, right? And that made it to where that was like my whole entire like storyline, I think. And people can say it's not, but I feel like I was like the big girl, you know? And I didn't like in my mind, like I was already going through weight loss journey because I was never like, I just fluctuate all the time in my life. I have never been the same amount of pounds for more than a couple of days. I have fluctuated so much. And I was like, just like how you said, COVID got me. I was eating so much during COVID. I got to like 220. And so I started to lose the weight. And when I filmed the show, I think we don't have these numbers, but I just did just
Yeah,
because
no,
I
no,
don't
no.
care. But I was like around like 175 or something. So to me, I would thought I felt so good about losing that weight, right? Because I had already lost 40 pounds before I even went on this plan. And I obviously lost more weight afterwards, but it was still like a big insecurity for me. And that's why I didn't want to date someone that was smaller than me and stuff, because it was my insecurity. And I don't like feeling bigger than my partner because I know I will be insecure.
Yeah.
And so that was kind of why I brought it up. And then when the show came out, I like posted TikTok and everyone was like, that's not you. Like that is not you. Like you don't even look like the same person. And they were saying like I got all these things done. It wasn't just like weight loss. It was like Ozempic, nose job, lips done, all this stuff. And I was like, no guys, I just lost another 30 pounds. Like it wasn't that much weight. Like and yeah, I did an article with Women's Health. Like so many people, that was the one question they asked. And what's so funny is till this day, if I like make a joke about how people talk about my weight, it goes, it was never about your weight, girl. It was about your personality. And I'm like, why don't you go read the thousands and thousands
That,
and thousands of comments about my appearance and tell me that that didn't happen. So it was really hard. Yeah, when your biggest insecurity is being basically like used against you and the world is using against you and stuff, and like everyone was calling me liars and saying all these things. It was really painful because that is insecurity.
mm-hmm.
And so like the reunion, that's when I had a really hard time because everyone was like, she's faking it. She's like da da da, like she's all these filters da da da. And like I was like damn near starving myself before we went to the reunion because I was like, I don't want anyone to think like this isn't me and I want to look my best. And because they were being so mean to me, I was like, if I can't really change who I am at my like inside, right? If you think I'm this horrible person or whatever, like you say that's what needs to change. That's not something like I really want to change, really. And so I'm like, okay, what can I change? Physical appearance. This is what I'll do. And I don't know. I just like put a lot of pressure on myself, I think. But all my interviews, that was the only thing I got asked was about
I had that.
how to lose weight. And like I'll tell you, like even like it was really hard. Like a girl from the show, because I did Ozempic, right? I was not shy about saying like I tried Ozempic. I would take like in that point, like I was so focused on being skinny, I would have took heroin to make me sick. Like I didn't care. And so I was trying Ozempic. It didn't work for me because it made me sick, but I would have took it, right? And I said that and I think in like some interview or something. And one of the girls, I won't say who it was, like from the cast was like, you were such a liar. Like I have worked so hard for my body. And I know that when we had dinner last time, you said that you were on Ozempic and now you're telling the world that you're not on Ozempic. Like, how dare you? And that to me even more of it.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
like it was just a lot. And I felt like I was like, yeah, I wasn't like it just everything I said was always wrong. It was a lot. So the weight part was good, but I will tell you that I think going through such a traumatic thing about your weight and all stuff being public and stuff, it did like teach me a lot about myself. And I will say, I think so were so many people, like I know this shouldn't happen, where so many people were, I almost made me love myself more. Like I was like, y'all are actually insane.
Yeah.
And I feel like it kind of almost made me realize how insane I was for that being my insecurity, I guess. And so I think about it all differently now, like weight, all those things. Like I don't know, it changed my perspective on it. Because I feel like I thought like how those people thought that were coming at me, like in my like I hated myself like those people hated myself, right?
Yeah.
And so I think I needed that many people to hate me to realize like how much I truly love myself, I guess.
Yeah. You know, you're like, hold on, wait a second. You guys are missing, you're missing everything here that's amazing about me.
Yeah.
Oh, you know,
Yeah.
I, it just pisses me off. Like, honestly, how society just puts weight and appearance and all of that on as a focal point. And I think that you brought so much more to the table in a positive way. Like, honestly, like when you went on the show and like seeing you, like you were a bright light. And honestly, like I just, and I'm saying that like from a true place of like meaning, like you just had like such a beautiful personality and all of this. And I just think that it's so sad that weight, and especially for women all the time, it's always the focus. And the men here on the show can look like a friggin' turd and there's nothing said about them. And I
You're like mean as a woman if you like say anything about like their appearance, right? It's like very odd.
Yeah.
It's unfair. And I think that, you know, even the comments of like Ozempic and this, like people don't owe any explanation for what they want to do for their body. And I think that society needs to do better, because coming out of a show like that, like there could have been so much more that you could have spoken about and that they should have highlighted for you. And unfortunately, like it just really pisses me off that like that's the route that they took with you.
It sells though. I mean, think about it. It's just like that's what works. And maybe I did talk about it more than I even realized. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, but I was like shocked by that being the cabinet thing about the my mom locking the cabinets, the cupcake, like that part. Oh my God, I wish I would have never said that in my life. Like me and my mom were like, it was such a bad time for us because it's like you share so much stuff in those pods that when you're saying some of this stuff, you're like, there's no way they're gonna hear this part. Like this is not out loud. This is not like there's so many conversations you have and they air that part and I was like, fuck.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Ugh.
But especially just being on a show called Love is Blind, and then all of the focus being on appearances is like, oh, that's disappointing a little bit.
You know what I will say the hardest part of it wasn't even like the people being hard to me. I would say the hardest part of the whole entire experience is when you have like cast members or people like that who go and badmouth you just like the public's badmouthing you and like they know how it feels for people to be mean to them. That one was like crazy. When I saw people going on podcasts and I was like, oh, so you guys just have nothing interesting to say about yourself. And I'm the only interesting one. That's why you have to speak about me. And that was the hardest part for me. It wasn't even these strangers talking about me. It was like people from my own cast who like know me saying things to the public. That really hurt my feelings.
No, I get that. That's like, bitch, you know what this is like. Why are you not on my side? We should be in this together.
Never.
Yeah.
After being on that experience, I will never talk badly about someone on TV. Like, even no matter how problematic they are, I might call them out for it, but like, how dare you do that when you did something like that?
Yeah. No, I'm happy that you seem, like I said, like on your social media and everything, like you look like you're just thriving, you're killing it, you have your own thing going on. I'm happy that the cruelty of this world has just led you to a place where you're like, no, I'm not listening to any of your bullshit and I'm going to do me and I'm going to focus. And you're like, I'm so happy that you've come out on the other side of this in like a positive way. And I think that shows a lot about all of the amazing things about you, all the beautiful things about you, even just talking to you, like you're just so much more than what this show painted you to be. And we're really happy that you see that in yourself.
Well, thank you. That was very kind. And I don't even think it's like, when I think about it, like the show painting me to be, it's like what people don't realize is that's who you are. TV can't show who people are. There's 10 parts of people, and how people like lie and say it was like that's not the truth. Like, yeah, you said those things, you did those things. There's so much more, and I think it's what people need to realize. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so we have this like last little segment real quick, and it's called Creepy or Cute, and it's just like a rapid fire. We're gonna give some like phrases and you're gonna say if it's cute or creepy, and it doesn't have to be literally creepy, but just like positive or negative. Okay. Lana Del Rey's version of Country Roads.
Cute. I feel like it's better than cute. I literally, when I saw that, I was like,
yeah. Okay, 30-hour flight delays.
Cute.
Okay.
And why I say cute is because if it's in a good city, like one time I had a 30-hour layover when I was going to Australia in LA, and I spent the day just like exploring LA. It's so fun.
Okay.
But not in Philly.
I think it depends where you're at.
But what about Philly?
Oh, I actually I have spent one night in Philly, and that was the worst experience of my life. And the Philadelphia people that work at those airports are the worst people in the world. That airport sucks.
Like, here's the thing. This little game, this is a sleuthing, by the way.
We knew that. All of these are going to be things that you will know about.
Oh, yeah.
And the guests never know that until we start playing. And then all of a sudden they're like, why is this sounding so familiar? What is happening? So we get really creepy for this. Okay. Yeah. Meeting koalas. Girl, you posted it with a smile.
I was going to say creepy is because they carry chlamydia, but I don't think we can get it from them. But they're very cute. They're just not as loving as we think they are.
Oh, they'll fuck you up.
Yeah.
Grown men on their parents' cell phone plan.
Griffith.
Okay, small talk.
Hey, I don't want to know your favorite color. It is not cute. Very cringe. Very ugly.
Being a dominatrix for politicians.
Yeah.
Donating clothes that have been in your car for months.
Cute.
Cute.
Dirty cars.
Cringe. Ew.
Gel nail polish.
Hate. And I just have to like disclose that if you use gel polish, be really careful because you could literally develop an allergy to like metaphenone, I think is what it's called. And I can never get my nails done professionally ever again because I used gel polish at home during COVID.
My cousin had that happen to her, and she got a
Yeah.
rash that was like gnarly, even all over her face.
Yeah, I've developed, so I get really bad contact dermatitis now, and not just my nails, my skin. I can use like hardly anything because I'll get contact dermatitis just from using gel polish at home. So just be careful.
Oh my God. PSA.
Purple mascara.
Yeah.
Looks
Get your little pop.
so good on you. Okay, now this one, I don't know, but I don't even.
Love.
No, that
I
was from
do.
the
I
show.
love-
No, that was from the show with that other guy.
Yeah?
Yes.
Yeah, I love Leo.
Okay,
Because of
good.
that.
Okay, good.
Great.
Okay, good.
The mom part, like, don't, like, that was like a thing in the show. When I tell you, I had no recollection that that ever happened. It must have been so small in real time.
Oh,
Yeah, like, I didn't even, like, when I watched it, I was like, Mom, what? And I was like, I guess he did do that. I didn't remember.
okay. Because I was watching it and I was like, she's either going to love this or hate this secretly. We need to know.
You know, I think they probably cut her fucking mics in there. I probably never heard it because they cut the mics as soon as the conversation's over.
Oh.
Yeah, you can't hear anything. So like you'll be talking mid-conversation and it's like the hour time or whatever because that's how long you have on the date and just be like, hello? And there's no one there because they cut the mics. Yeah.
Oh my
So but he
God.
could be going after the mic because I couldn't hear him anymore.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Interesting.
Interesting.
I'm gonna have to ask the viewers too. Leave a comment if you're like, if you've noticed my accent change throughout the episode, because
Yeah, like your coach I do it all the time too.
yes, because I used to have like a somewhat similar accent, not as strong, but then when I moved to LA, I got insecure about it. And I tried really hard to get rid of it. And now I hate that I got rid of it. But when I'm talking to people, sometimes it starts to come out.
That's what my brother did. Everyone thinks we're not related because my brother like hated the country accent, so he got rid of it. And he has no, I don't know how he did it, but he got completely rid of it. And I'm over here like we sound nothing.
I love it. Alrighty. Well, this is our time. This has been so much fun. Thank you so much for coming on. We really loved chatting with you, hearing your story. And you are we're really excited just to keep following you and watching you thrive and carrying on and glowing. You're beautiful. You are just like a gem. So thank you so much. And we will be sure to link all of her handles. And yeah, thank you so much for coming on, Hannah.
Yes,
Yeah,
thank
thanks,
you.
guys. You guys are lovely. This was fun.
Good, good. Well, we will see you guys next week.
Okay, bye.
Bye.